Welcome back to another episode of Eric and Mike. Just Eric here today, and I'm going to talk to you about how I made $2,500 on the Robinhood app. I started using Robinhood in 2017, probably was introduced to it like many other people are. Like somebody texted me saying like, hey, if you sign up for Robinhood, you get a free stonk, I get a free stonk. We both get stonks. I was drawn to it for its simplicity and ease of use because I'd never traded stocks before. I had no idea what that world was, and it looked like kind of like a video game, and it seemed very easy. I still really appreciate the app for its ease of use and simplicity, and it seems to be like the uncontested champion of userability and cleanliness and visuals, but it does have some issues still. Obviously, given certain circumstances in the market recently. That's where you just put like GME, Wall Street Bets. People will get it. For me, it's been sketchy with like delaying orders and fulfilling orders at different times than I want it to, or other people have issues with trading options on the platform for the same exact reasons. It's been sued like multiple times for various reasons, and if you're interested in hearing more about that, I would highly recommend watching Andre Jick's videos about how they've been sued, because he uses them primarily for a over $200,000 plus portfolio, and all these people who have been using it have been thinking about potentially leaving for all the scandals and difficulties with the app. In the meantime, I'm still using it. I'm probably going to switch to something like TD Ameritrade eventually with more robust options like Thinkorswim. A lot of people who trade options and deal with the market every day are using platforms like that. So very interested in switching to something like that in the future, but still sticking with Robinhood. All right, so let's go through my portfolio. I'm going to talk to you about what stocks I chose to buy over the past 4 years. And this isn't advice. This isn't me telling you you need to buy these stocks or whatever. It's just a review of why I chose to buy these stocks, why I thought they would perform well, and how they performed over time. So as you can see here, my all-time gain is over $2,500, sitting around almost $2,700, and it really should be around $3,000 because I took a big gamble on GameStop, and I keep saying GameStop. I took a big gamble on GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, the whole thing with Wall Street Bets. I made like $50 on GameStop, and then I lost hard on AMC and BlackBerry, and I bought at the peak of Dogecoin, and I'm holding. So outside of the stupid stuff, let's go into the stuff I bought in the history of this portfolio and how it's performed really well over time. So much so that it's been a 31% gain since 2017. Nothing crazy. Honestly, not that impressive to most people, but it's better than just sitting in a low interest savings account. So I'm currently sitting with 8 shares of Apple. I bought this in 2020 actually, and then bought 2 more shares recently. Have been riding just its steady growth over time. Bought back into Apple in July of 2020, and then they did their 4-way split, and I bought again in September and again in February of this year. So slowly going in over and over on it over time, because I really do believe in Apple as a company. I just think that they're really not going to fail. There's too many Apple fanboys, fangirls for that to happen. I also decided to buy some Tesla last year. So in September, I bought it at $444, and this was after their 4-way split. And then I bought it again in November at $587, and that's proved to be quite a good gain because over that amount of time, it has pretty much destroyed, back in September over here, all the way up, nearing 300% gains. Awesome. The sad thing is that I bought it like 3 years ago, back when it was like $180 or something before the 4-way split. So I would literally have gains of thousands of dollars just on a couple of shares, which is very sad. Hindsight is 2021. Get it? I've also invested in stocks like Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, all these airlines that kind of tanked back in March when COVID hit. And so in that dip, I purchased a lot of these stocks and have had massive gains on them. American Airlines, not so much. They had a strong spike after COVID, and I bought at that peak, and it's slowly been recovering. So I've just been holding. But Delta Airlines, I bought way in the valley after pandemic struck, and it's just been nothing but gains since. So 10 shares with a $219 return at 100% gains. The portfolio is also diversified with dividend yielding stocks. So I became a big fan of Andre Jick and his use of Robinhood and how he has developed his portfolio with stocks that have dividend yields. Now, if you're not familiar with what a dividend yield is, that's basically you as a shareholder that owns the stock. The company is pretty much guaranteeing paying you over a certain amount of time as you hold the stock. So some companies pay you yearly, some companies pay you every quarter. It just depends. You have to look up what the rate is on that dividend return. You can go to somewhere like dividends.com, dividends.com. I don't know. It's on the screen. And you can check out what the dividend is for that company. So companies like that I have in this Robinhood portfolio are 3M, which has a 3.32 dividend yield. All of the Vanguard slow growth ETFs, like the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF that has a 1.51 dividend yield. VYM, Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, which has a 3.09 dividend yield. and VTI, Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, which has a 1.38 dividend yield. And you can see that a lot of these have been serious gains for me over time since I bought them at 36% since I bought in. So very good slow growth ETFs. These are the safe stocks that I have in the portfolio, and probably going to be like 75% of what I want to do with my Roth IRA as soon as I start controlling it by myself. So then getting more bullish on other companies like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, JP Morgan Chase, Alibaba, PayPal, Bank of America, Amazon. And then recently I've been kind of getting in on the craze of NIO, which does electric car battery stuff. Yeah, what do they even do? Let me just read what they do. It's a holding company which engages in the design, manufacture, and sale of electric vehicles and driving innovations. So a lot of the electric car phase, NIO has been exploding recently, and a lot of people have been kind of getting in on that. You can see the year curve has been a 1,400% gain. So I got in at that at an average cost of $55.90, and even after that, even after holding it for a week, it's already up to 60. Who knows how it'll do long term, but I'm taking a gamble on that. That's sort of the stuff that I want to gamble on a bit more, have the safe side stuff with dividend yields and slow growth ETF, and then being a bit more bullish on the exciting things because it's fun. With that, I also bought a share of GM, 5 shares of Ford, IDEX, Ideanomics, Churchill Capital, and Workhorse, which are all kind of in that electric vehicle portfolio that I'm hoping just kind of does well over time. We also threw $100 into Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you saw that in a previous video, and we pulled it out because we thought we were going to put it in Webull. You can get up to 4 free stocks if you sign up with our link in the description and deposit $100. Just a free little plug there if you it's just free money, so go check it out. We hadn't fully set up the account yet for cryptocurrency, so we pulled it out of Robinhood, and then we thought we were going to put it in Webull, and we didn't. And then Bitcoin and Ethereum just kind of skyrocketed, so we put it back in, and it's still been kind of raging. So that $100 now is sitting at a $16 gain or 16% gain, and the Ethereum is sitting at a $6 gain or 6% gain. I also made the mistake of buying Dogecoin at the peak. Like I said, I'm not even going to show you that because that's embarrassing. So like I said, the strategy for my future is I really want to start focusing on something like TD Ameritrade, another brokerage app that is going to be a bit more robust and gives me the tools that I need to be able to day trade if I want to, trade options if I want to, and just give me more opportunities for seeing stuff long term and not be sued every other month. I'm very interested in taking all of my Roth IRA stuff from Northwestern Mutual and transferring it over to something like TD Ameritrade so that I can have full control over my Roth, because I want to start being more bullish and aggressive inside of my Roth, because all of that money is tax-free and his gains are tax-free. So if I can make 75% of that Roth portfolio in TD Ameritrade as safe ETF, slow growth, mutual funds, other funds, index funds that do really well and pretty much guaranteed to do well over time, and then really bullish with that last 25% with things like Apple, Tesla, and NIO and all the exciting stocks, and maybe win big on those. I'm very excited in that prospect and want to start taking more control over my life and my financials life with that stuff. So that's where I'm at with it. I hope this is interesting or intriguing to you. Like I said, it's not advice for what you should do, but maybe just a little bit of insight into what's going on in my head early in the game as I'm still trying to figure out what trading means for me. So hope it was entertaining, hope it was insightful. Hey, if you like this, please smash like. That helps our channel, helps us grow this thing, and helps other people understand more about finances and creative entrepreneurship and all that good stuff. So that would really help us out. Thank you. Hey, comment down below if you're excited about any stocks that you've gotten recently, what kind of gains you've made, and what you're excited about with investing, because we'd love to hear that and we'd love to interact with you about that. So thanks for tuning in. Till the next episode of Eric and Mike. Hit him with the music as we dance out. Mike is here.